Hey everyone, how we doing? Me again, sorry about that. We've got Dan from 5% and Ignite Nutrition coming on today to tell us what is new with those two brands. If you don't know them, quick intro. Two of my favourites. Ignite is very new, repped by Martin Ford. 5% everyone should know, some of the best pre-workouts you'll ever try. But hopefully we're going to find out about some of the new Ignite stuff that's come out. I see Dan's on now, so let me just see if I can add you, Dan. Bear with it. Hope it works. Hope my signal keeps up for this live, guys. Sorry if it doesn't. Here he is.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, bud. How are you?
Good. Busy. Trying to enjoy the Welsh Riviera. We're getting a bit of sunshine at the moment.
Yeah. Nice day.
So good.
As well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Brown?
No, not at all.
Burning.
Not at all. I've got Celtic genes. I don't have Mediterranean genes, unfortunately.
Oh,
maybe that's an idea for another product. You know, a product you can take 5% tanner or something. I don't know.
Pitch it.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Nice.
So I just heard you doing a bit of an introduction there.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to send me the script for that. That sounded pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I was just filling time, mate. Filling time, waiting for you.
For sure, man. For sure.
No.
Good stuff. So I'll let you lead the conversation. What specifically did you want to start with?
Cool. Okay. So first of all, obviously, you know, Ignite's a very new brand. Is there anything we can expect coming soon? Is there anything?
Yeah, for sure. So I think the last time we spoke, we only had 2 products with Ignite Nutrition. So obviously the concept of Ignite Nutrition is completely different to what 5% is. So 5% is a brand that is aimed at, the rebellious bodybuilder as such. That tends to be the general consensus of the people that buy that brand. You know, if you look at Rich, it's a very edgy, raw brand. Ignite is more of a clean-cut, sport-specific brand. Obviously, yeah. Martin is as hardcore as it gets, but his following is different. His ideas are different. So Ignite Nutrition is more, I would say, more of a performance-based brand, if you like. So we've got the Load Up, which is the ultimate post-workout recovery product. So in that, you're obviously going to get your carbs, protein, your branch chains, help for your joints, electrolytes. You've got a creatine blend, glutamine. It's by far one of my favorite supplements ever. We've got our clinically dosed test booster. We have our EAA hydration product. And we've also got Shred Up, which is our really potent fat burner. But our new baby, which I think is going to be probably our anchor product of Ignite, is Dominate Up. So I've got it up here. So obviously we live in a society where pre-workout is the most fiercely competitive part of the market. So we didn't want to try and reinvent the wheel. We wanted to take what we know works and simply put it into a legit product. Now, personally, my favorite 5% pre-workout is Kill It Reloaded. Obviously, 5150 does well, Full as Fuck does well, but Kill It Reloaded is by far the best. It's got everything, as you know. It's got multiple caffeine sources, creatine. It's got a ridiculously good pump blend. It's also got some nootropics. We've basically used that as a benchmark for Dominate Up. So in terms of ingredients, just to kind of throw some at you, we've got 3.5 grams of L-citrulline in the product. So we decided not to use citrulline malate. We wanted to give, our customers the best value for money. We've got 2 grams of Glycopump, which obviously, as you know, is a more sustainable version of glycerol powder. And then the Performance Blend. Now, this is a combination of ingredients that will benefit a bodybuilder, a crossfitter, a submission grappler, a triathlete, a swimmer, something that is going to ultimately increase someone's output and reduce their fatigue. So we've got a combination of beta-alanine, L-taurine, we've got creatine anhydrous, creatine citrate, and magnesium creatine. Then we've also got a nootropic focus blend with a combination of L-tyrosine, which is obviously going to help with mental focus while under stress. We've got choline bitartrate, alpha GPC, and then this is where the product gets really good, which is obviously the stimulant blend. So as I said, we've got multiple caffeine sources. So the combined caffeine gives you 330 milligrams of caffeine. So it's a nice dose, but not over the top.
Yeah.
Then we've got theobromine, hordenine, we've got N-methyl-L-tyramine, and like I said, the caffeine. So all in all, you're looking around 15 active ingredients, all dosed really well. Flavor is absolutely nailed. We've got fruit punch.
What are we talking about? What have we got coming?
We've got fruit punch, just to kind of, which is a universal flavor if people want to stack it with like some of the 5% stuff. And we've also got rocket pop, which is my favorite, which is like it's like a bubblegum sort of flavor, which is a really good. But obviously we've got a lot more flavors in the pipeline. So if you're someone that wants a pre-workout that's gonna you can take before a spin class, if you want to take it before a 2-hour Muay Thai session, if you want to take it to go and get a crazy pump in the gym, if you're a strong man, it's literally a pre-workout for everybody. So this will be available. It's available now in the US. I believe you guys have got your order on the way. So as soon as that arrives, be sure to try it and let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely, I will do. It was interesting what you were saying as well about the caffeine dosage. I think that's really important. I hear a lot of people, they will base their opinions of a pre-workout almost solely on caffeine sometimes.
Yeah, that's right.
People need to put a little bit more effort into, looking at what ingredients are going to benefit you. And it's not just caffeine. You might as well just have a coffee or a Red Bull. If you're going to buy a workout, you need to look more into it than just the caffeine content.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, we did it with Kill It Reloaded, and it is becoming more common for brands to do. But the thing that is very expensive is stimulants are one thing, things like caffeine, but actually using actual nootropics is a whole different ball game. Obviously, by using a nootropic, it's obviously going to increase your acetylcholine, which is responsible for focus, concentration, having that tunnel-like vision. So it gives you the focus without being overly stimmed. I think we live in a society where people are just so used to taking pre-workouts, like double scooping pre-workouts that are high in stimulants, and they feel no effect. I mean, the best advice would be to take time off that pre-workout, which people are not going to do.
That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm having about 2, maybe 3 weeks off because my tolerance has gone right up. So I'm going to take time away from pre-workout, then come back.
For sure, man. And it's like anything. It's the same as alcohol. If you're used to going out on drinking beer all weekend, week on, week out, your tolerance to alcohol gets more. But then if you were to stop drinking for 6 months, you'd have 3 pints and you'd be wobbling all over the shop. Because, as you know, obviously, as Rich used to say, you have to mix it up. You've got to keep the body guessing. So with the Dominate Up, as much as we've got a nice dose of caffeine, where this product really going to excel is the fact it's got alpha GPC, it's got choline bitartrate, and it's got L-tyrosine, which are 3 very, very good, proven, tried and tested nootropics. So it's not just going to stim you up, it's also going to give you actual focus through increasing acetylcholine. So we're really excited about that. And taste-wise, I mean, our flavoring guys are the best. I mean, I know you're a fan of the taste of all our 5% stuff, and I think you'll really, really like the new Dominate Up flavors. We've done a good job.
Wait, okay. I did really like the, obviously, load up we had, just the chocolate and the vanilla. The two. And really nice, really accurate flavors, really, really nice.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
How would you categorize the load up? We've been asked it a few times. Some people say, would you categorize it as a meal replacement or as a gainer, or do you think it's its own niche?
I mean, obviously, basically, let me explain how load up came about. So back in 2017 in February, myself and Martin Ford, we did a tour of the UK. We visited supplement stores, we visited gyms. And during that time, Martin was on very, very hard prep. He was prepping for a movie where he had to get super lean. So he was working with a coach who was a former 3-time British champion bodybuilder. And he had him post-workout taking fast-acting protein, fast-acting carbs, creatine, glutamine, aminos. So Martin had like 6 tubs of product in the boot of the car. And every night we would train, he would end up like throwing all this stuff. And he's like, when I come up with my own supplement line, why don't I just take everything that I've been told to take and just put it into one product, make it taste good, and educate the consumer? So the result we have is load up. So I would say load up is not in any of those categories. It's not a weight gainer. It's not specifically something like this going to replace a meal. It's strictly a recovery product. So obviously we're in an age where people will usually just take like whey protein post-workout, which is efficient, especially if it's a good isolate or hydrolysate. But the good thing about Load Up is it's also got a carbohydrate blend as well. So the carbs in there, we've got some pure dextrose, because it's important to get the insulin spike after you train. You know that yourself, because you do weights and you do MMA as well. It's got cluster dextrin, dextrose, we've got waxy maize, isomaltose as well. So you've got 4 different kinds of carbohydrate that's going to give you a time release effect. The protein is obviously a whey isolate, a whey concentrate, and a casein as well. So once again, you've got a time release effect. You've got, again, 4 grams of leucine, which is clinically dosed to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. We've also put glucosamine and MSM in there, which once again is going to help with your joints after a heavy session. You know, if you're a sprinter and you're doing 2 hours of sprinting, there's no making no bones about it. You know, your knees are taking a hammering. If you're a power lifter and you're doing heavy compound work, your joints are going to take a battering. So the joint formula is obviously important as well. So I would say probably, I don't really want to plug any other brands, but I would say the only brand on the market that has done something similar is Reflex Nutrition, released a product called Growth Matrix. Right. The good thing about Load Up is a serving is only 290 calories. So despite all that protein and carbs, it's only 290 calories. So if you're someone that wants the recovery, but you don't want the calories because you're on some kind of a calorie controlled diet, you get in the best of both worlds. Whereas if it was a weight gainer, it would probably be, you know, in excess of 500-600 calories a serving. So we've done what should I say? You know, the people who make our product have done a wonderful job. So I would say it's a recovery for anybody, male, female, football player, rugby player, bodybuilder, triathlete. It doesn't matter. It's a product for them.
Fantastic. I just want to revisit quickly, just in case anyone who is watching or is going to watch this doesn't really understand. When you say about time release effect, the people need to be aware the different proteins you mentioned, obviously. So you're meaning they all have different rates of release, right? So
yeah, for sure.
As soon as you finish, that's going to start fueling your muscles, and then the case will last a bit longer. Yeah. Then that's also the same for what else did you say? Sorry, was the carbohydrates as well?
Yeah, that's right. So for instance, you've got highly branched cluster dextrin. So we've used the patented form of branched chain cluster dextrin. So cluster dextrin is a very heavy molecular weight carbohydrate, and it's very, very fast to empty in the intestine. So it's the perfect carbohydrate to take peri-workout, so pre, intra, and post. I use cluster dextrin during my sessions, particularly weight training, simply because cluster dextrin causes pretty much 0 to no insulin spike. It literally goes directly through the system, straight to the glycogen in the muscles. Because the last thing you want while you're training, or you know, especially during a workout, is you don't particularly want to steal blood from the working muscles to digest food. Like I see the most common thing I see in the gym, and it really baffles me, is people drink a protein shake while they train, or they drink like a Lucozade. Now I understand it's fast acting, but your digestive system needs blood to digest that. So you're doing a set of bicep curls and you're telling your brain to send the blood to your arms. Then you're sipping on your protein shake, which is milk-based, and then you're telling the blood to go to your digestive system, and it becomes counterproductive. So cluster dextrin is the best carbohydrate to take during a workout. We've put it in as a recovery just to simply give you that hit of carb straight away. Obviously, with it being a recovery product post-workout, the dextrose is going to cause the insulin spike. And then we've got obviously waxy maize and isomaltose. So, you know, some people respond differently to different kinds of carbohydrate. I know Martin is a huge fan of Vitago. So we wanted to do something similar to what Martin likes, which is why we've put that in there as well. So, you know, it's not like you're going to get an insulin spike and then instantly, you know, it comes out of your system. By putting a multi-carbohydrate blend in there and a multi-protein blend, it's going to give you the time release effect. I mean, in an ideal world, you'd finish your session, you'd take your load up, you'd go home, and there'd be a meal waiting for you. But most of us have jobs, kids, travel time, you know, rush hour. It could be 2 hours before you get a meal in you. So we want to make sure that if you are taking load up, it's going to keep you in an anabolic state for at least a couple of hours after you've taken it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Good. Nice one. Yeah. So, I mean, as I said, I really, really enjoyed Load Up. It was, whilst you know that we have that shelf in our office, don't you? Where when we get new products in, we can put them on there.
Crack them open.
There, but I'll definitely be getting some more very soon.
Yeah, for sure. And just to give you a little bit of an inside tip, I was with Martin last Friday. We trained and we did some really cool stuff. And when he was in America 2 weeks ago, he's just approved the final flavorings for our new Ignite whey isolate.
Awesome.
So we are going to be releasing a whey isolate. And I know we've tried to base the formula on the best tasting chocolate and vanilla whey isolates on the market. And we've done an amazing job, I'm told. So we'll have an isolate too. So if you are someone, like for instance, if someone is on like a bit of a low carbohydrate diet, you know, one full serving of load up is like 40 carb with a lot of fast acting carbs, as I mentioned. So if you don't really want the high carb, but you want the benefits of load up, the isolate means you can just do half a serving of load up and then top the protein up with the isolate. So you can half the carb content, but you can double the protein content, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you're someone that is carb sensitive, or you're trying to get lean for a show, or you're someone who's on like a kind of ketogenic diet or an Atkins diet or something, we're going to have the isolate available too. So you can take it as well as or instead of the load up. So it'll be more catered to more general people as opposed to just sports people and athletes.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I really like that. I'll be looking forward to trying that.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Martin approves of the flavours. They've got to be good.
Yeah. He's as much as Martin's a professional in every sense of the word. I mean, that guy is on diet year round. I mean, if Martin gets given a cheat meal by his coach when he works with coaches, you know, rather than going for a burger and fries, he'll just have an extra sweet potato or an extra handful of oats. It's just unbelievable how dedicated he is to his craft. So one thing I know Martin is hot on when it comes to supplements is taste, because he takes so many of them. So if he's told me that it's legit, then I take his word for it.
Nice. That's good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Can we also hear about 5%? We've got the real carbs and protein, right?
Yes, for sure. So obviously 5% nutrition. We're working on several projects at the moment, product-wise. Some really cool stuff. As you know, we like to do things outside the box and keep things quite original. We don't really like to be copycats. So we've got a product which is, I think I may have discussed last time, called Keto Assault, which is our BHB keto salts, which is a very, very, there's a lack of content on what keto salts are. That is now available in the UK. I think you guys have got it on your website for sale. Basically, BHB, beta hydroxybutyrate, is BHB bonded with various kinds of salts, so potassium, calcium, sodium, etc. And what it does is it's basically gives your body a hit of energy by flooding your system with exogenous ketones. So if, for instance, you were on a normal carbohydrate-rich diet, let's say, for instance, you were to pound a Lucozade or a Gatorade or take some clustered dextrin, you're flooding your body with glycogen. It's going to give you a similar effect, but instead of giving it glycogen, it gives you pure ketones. So this is not this is where it gets misunderstood. We're not trying to sell snake oil, okay? We're not trying to say that this is a product that you take and it's going to help you get leaner quicker. This is strictly an energy source for people that are on a ketogenic diet. There's a tremendous amount of research coming out about it. I think we're probably one of the first to market in sports nutrition with the product. We've got cherry limeade flavor. So if anyone's watching or anyone in the office is on keto, get a tub and try it. You'll be pleasantly surprised. So we've got that. And then we've got our Real Carbs Plus Protein, which I think has probably been our most in-demand new product we've released. Yeah. Probably since we released our last pre-workout Reloaded. So I've got a tub here. So basically, Real Carbs Plus Protein. So we are sticking with the whole theme of whole food. As you know, Rich was the first guy to bring out in sports nutrition a actual whole food product. Other brands have tried to copy us, some successfully, some unsuccessfully. I know Redcon did an MRE where they took our concept and they added whole food proteins to it. I've never tried the product, but I've heard mixed reviews based on taste. So we wanted to kind of do our own version. So what we've basically got is we've got whole rolled oats and sweet potatoes as the carbohydrate sources. And then the protein sources, we've basically got a patented form of hydrolyzed beef protein. We've got chicken protein, egg protein, and chickpea protein with some MCTs for fats. 3 flavors. So we've got banana nut, blueberry cobbler, and chocolate. I've tried the blue cob and the chocolate. The chocolate has got quite a nutty taste, like the Real Carbs rice. I don't know if you've tried it. And then we've got the blue cob, which is for sure going to be our best seller. I mean, I don't know how they've done it, but it's just unbelievable how good it is. You're looking at 290 calories per scoop, which is one serving. Macro wise, you're looking at 30 grams of carbs with only 2 grams of sugar, which is unbelievable. And then we've got 20 grams of protein. So every single thing in this tub you could buy in a supermarket. But it just makes it convenient. We've tried to make it more travel friendly size as well. So one nitpicking issue we had with the real carbs is they're big, massive buckets, which you wouldn't think much of it really, but a lot of customers who buy real carbs use it for travel. Like they keep it under their desk at work, they keep it in the boot of the car. I do when I'm on the road. I just stop at a service station. I'll just grab some egg whites already with some real carbs, blend it up, and I've got a meal. This is a smaller container. So this is a combined weight of 1.4 kilos. So it's a smaller tub. So it can fit in your gym bag. It could fit under your desk in your drawer at work. You know, if it's easier. So it's going to be a 22 serve. So people don't have to invest as much money in like a £5 bucket. You know, if they want to just try the product as a one-off, they can try it and save some money. But it gives us a platform, you know, because if this is successful, which I think it will be, we can release a whole food protein product. So then we'll have the three. We'll have pure carbs, we'll have carbs plus protein, and then we'll have pure protein from all whole food sources.
Excellent. Well, that sounds really good. Yeah, I'm really excited to try that.
Yeah, for sure.
The real carbs does very well with, you know, especially with like serious bodybuilders who know that it's the best way is to get it through real food.
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, you know, like Rich used to preach real food, and he said if you're on a budget, don't buy supplements, buy whole food, which was counterproductive because you think that would lose him money. But in the long run, people actually were getting better results because they were listening to his advice and they would buy the supplements that were right for them. But this product, even though we are classed as a supplement nutrition company, this product right here is a whole food product. So we've kind of created a whole new category within sports nutrition, which we're really proud of. So I think Rich would be really proud.
Yeah, completely agree.
For sure. We've also got some other cool stuff. We also have our, you know, we do our Knock the Carb Out keto bars, which are phenomenal. I don't know if you've tried them. We've got peanut butter chocolate and dark double chocolate chip.
Yeah, we tried the peanut butter one when you come to visit us.
That's right, yeah. We've got coconut almond coming, which I'm told is basically like a bounty bar, which is good.
If you're
with obviously
who likes a bounty, then
for sure. Yeah, we've also got chocolate chip cookie dough as well. We're also working on, we haven't really announced it yet, but we should have it by the summer. We're working on a keto cookie as well. So Rich was a huge cookie fan. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I think Lenny and Larry's would have gone out of business because he was using their product every day on his YouTube. But obviously you can probably see what we're doing. We're putting together different ranges. We're trying to categorize our brands. So we'll have like the whole food range. We're going to have the keto range. We're going to have the pre-workout range, etc. so forth. So, you know, we're trying to kind of cross our T's and dot our I's to make sure that, you know, people can kind of pick up stacks based on what their goals are. Absolutely. So, and another cool product as well. We have a pre-workout, you know, called 5150. We're coming out with another product called 3150, which is our take on L-carnitine. So L-carnitine, as you know, is one of the most tried and tested fat burning products. It's not a stimulant, you know, it's not going to make you feel crazy in the gym like a lot of these modern fat burners do. But it's a product that basically tells your body to use fat as an energy source as opposed to glucose. You obviously know that yourself. So we've basically got a ready-to-drink L-carnitine product that has 3,150 milligrams of L-carnitine per serving. From my knowledge, that's the highest dose per serving on the market. I think Procepts do a 3,000 milligram, but obviously we've got, you know, 3150. We've got watermelon flavor and we've got orange flavor. So literally you would just simply pre-workout, just take a teaspoon of it straight to the dome or mix it in some water, and you go to the gym and you do your morning cardio, and that will for sure help you get, you know, help with your fat loss. So we've got that coming as well. We've got loads coming up, man, but like those are the products that I can reveal now that we've got planned for this year. So obviously we've got the Dominate Up pre-workout, which is going to be the main product for Ignite. The Real Carbs Plus Protein should be available anytime now, as soon as we get all the permits through. Then obviously we've got the new flavors of the bars, the Keto Cookie, we've got the Ignite Isolate, we've got the L-carnitine products. There's more cool stuff coming, but we've got some real. I think we're looking at a really good summer product-wise.
Yeah, fantastic. I know the some of the L-carnitine liquids do really well, so I'm sure yours will do really well, especially the best dosage.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Good as well, especially watermelon. Be really popular.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're also going to look to do some kind of exclusive flavors on some of our older products as well. Like we have talked about doing seasonal stuff. I mean, Rich, he didn't have the cleanest of diets because he didn't have to, but he was big on his flavors. He was a big fan of Ben & Jerry's. He used to love different things, and he was quite notorious for, being the guy that could, recommend the best flavors. So we're thinking of doing some cool stuff for Halloween, with some of our stuff, products. We may be something for Christmas as well. This is all in kind of the discussion stage, but, we really want to bring some excitement back to the brand, keep our image and stick with our morals and mission statements, but still, we want to kind of give something, something new that people haven't seen from us before.
Nice, yeah, I love it, brilliant.
Which is good for sure, man. But anyone who's watching this, I'm sure they all probably do, but follow Martin's social media, because in the next few weeks he's got a massive announcement, a life-changing announcement for not just him but the company. It's going to put him on a whole different level of platform, probably bigger than anyone in fitness. As soon as he announces the news, you'll see. I can't tell anything because he'd kill me, but he's got 2 announcements. One of them is massive for him, for his name in particular, but also for the Ignite brand. So
cool.
Be sure to stay tuned.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, cool. How exciting. I wonder what that is. I'm going to be thinking about that now until I see it. That's going to be on.
That's why I mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in terms of obviously, you run the social media. Do you get any common questions or any kind of feedback regarding 5% nutrition or Ignite at all? Like, is it like a commonly asked question or anything do you want to address in particular?
To be honest, some of the questions I've given you so far were things that I think of that we've been asked by some of our guys. Someone actually commented earlier that just because it's a little bit of hype now, CBD is a massive hype at the moment.
Yeah.
Have you planned to include any like CBD based products to either Ignite or 5%, or is that not something?
Even though CBD has been taken off the WADA list, as you guys know, hence why there's a lot of CBD coming into the UK. In America, it's still very much hit or miss. Some states CBD is legal, some states it's illegal. So I think it wouldn't be worth the risk and investment now to release anything CBD, being that our brand is a US-based brand. Rich was a huge fan of CBD. I remember FIBO 2017, which was the same year he passed. We were in the gym and I asked him what he was working on, and he told me he was working on releasing a completely separate business, separate from 5%, that was strictly CBD, and use his platform to market it. So, Rich was talking about CBD before anyone in the UK really knew what it was. I mean, I remember asking him, what is CBD? And then he told me and he explained, and I did my research, and as time went on, brands were coming out with their own CBD. It's something we may look at in the future. Right now, there's no plans for it. It's been discussed. But I think that right now we need to stick with what we know, which is hardcore sports nutrition. I think the CBD market is fiercely competitive right now. There's so many brands. I mean, Body Power, I probably saw 10 different CBD brands. So it's not something that we've got on the pipeline, but it may be in the future.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Good answer. Speaking about Martin before, is there any possibility, do you think, to get him on here with a chat with us?
For sure, man. Yeah, definitely. Martin's schedule is unlike anyone's in the sense that, whereas if you're a competitive bodybuilder, you know what shows you're doing and what time it is and how long your prep is. Martin obviously is at the beckoning call of his agent, so he could get a call on a Friday afternoon and by Monday he's flown halfway across the world to start filming. So I know Martin's just spent 4 weeks in America. I think he's racked up over 100 hours of content. He trained with Hulk Hogan and Mel Chansey, He trained with Ben Pekulski. He trained with, I don't think of her name. She's one of the top, Steffi Cohen, who's like an elite CrossFitter.
Okay.
There's a video on her YouTube of them training. Last week we did a session with the WWE superstars. They were in Cardiff, so we trained with them and met them all and went backstage, and it was just phenomenal. So he's been really busy. I know he's back in the UK for another few weeks, spending some time with the family and kind of reevaluating what he wants to do. And then the projects that I talked about, which I can't reveal too much, they're going to keep him busy probably for the last quarter of the year. He'll be between the UK between England and Scotland doing that. And then I think the plan next year is to look at relocating to America, just because of the opportunities, and that's where the business is based. But in terms of getting him on here, it's something that I can discuss. I think obviously if you guys announce ahead of time that you're going to do it, I think it would be worthwhile. If we can get a few hundred or thousand people watching, then of course it's going to be a complete no-brainer to do it.
Fantastic. Cool. Yeah, that'd be great. It would be great to speak to him.
So if me and you stay in touch with it, you know, and obviously I'll see if I can get, even if it's just 15, 20 minutes of his time, we'll plan it and promote the event. Maybe we'll get a load of questions in for him. And then obviously we can crack on and get him on live, and you know, you can pick his brain yourself then, and you can hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, fantastic. Even from a selfish point of view, I want to hear about his KSW exploits.
Yes, yeah. I think that's probably one of his most commonly asked questions: is when are you fighting? What are you doing? Excuse me. And I know Martin loves MMA. You know, people think, well, how can you go from living the life you live into an MMA? You know, every guy has that burning thing inside of them to do something out there and different. You know, it could be to go and climb a mountain, it could be to go surfing, and it could be anything. And Martin's is something that he wants to get his teeth into. So I know that's very schedule dependent right now. You and I both know that even if he was going to step in, he's got a lot to lose. So he'd have to dedicate 16, 20 weeks of his time to just AM and PM, just drilling everything. You know, his stand up, his clinch work, his groundwork, his cardio. I mean, he's about 335 pounds right now. So, you know, he'd have to, I mean, just by him upping his cardio, he's going to drop weight like that. So it's something that he can't just say, yeah, I'm going to do it. He's got to plan it, and it's got to work for his schedule. And you're an MMA guy, so of course you can pick his brain on that.
Yeah, fantastic. Cool. All right,
sure,
mate. Well,
man.
unless you've got something else to add, it's been great speaking to you.
Not really. I just want to thank, obviously, you and the team there at PowerBody for doing such a great job in not only, you know, selling our brand on your website, but also wholesaling it too. I know you guys are growing exponentially, the team and the operation there, and you know, obviously we're proud to be partners with you guys. And if there's anything I can do or we can do as a brand, just let us know, and we'll accommodate and do the best we can for you.
Cool. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that, and obviously.
Pleasure.
We massively appreciate your time on here. I mean, we do our best to let everyone know about the great products you do at 5% and Ignite, but I could not describe them as eloquently as you do. So, yeah, really, really appreciate your time on here, mate. Thank you.
Sure, man. And if there's anyone watching that they're unsure about any products, or they have any questions, any queries, anything at all, obviously, you know, you can ping PowerBody a message, or just DM me, and I'll get around to answering as soon as I can.
Nice one. Cool. All right, mate. Well, thank you very much. I'm sure.
Awesome.
Soon.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. My regards to the team, and keep killing it.
Excellent. Take care, man.
Speak soon. Cheers, dude. Ta-ra, buddy.